Hello, we are Laurentiu and Alexandra, Master Certified Ascension coaches, and a couple in Harmonious Union. We are married and we are here to help you on your twin flame journey. So, the subject we wanted to speak on today is like what are the steps you have to take when you start the journey to make your union possible, to make sure you're doing what you can to be able to achieve union, like we have done as well. So, first of all, there are two major elements that we want to discuss today about. And those are, first of all, you need the right spiritual tool to help you with this journey. While you can do a lot of spiritual tools, there's so many of them out there that you can just like lose yourself in trying to learn each of one of them. While they all have something they're good at specific, we personally have found one that has helped us when it comes to twin flame journey very specifically, very accurately, and we saw a lot of progress, much more progress than any other tool we have used on the twin flame journey for this result. Now, that tool is called the mirror exercise. It's a 4-step tool that you can use it wherever you want, whenever you want. It's a very simple one. We're not going to go too much in depth with it because we have explained it on our channel, so you can find about the mirror exercise on our channel to see more how to do it completely. But I'm just going to explain what this tool is so you have an idea. First of all, this tool helps you to recognize the emotions you have, helps you feel, and then helps you overcome those feelings so you can come to peace. Why is that important? Well, it's important because in order to be with your twin flame, you do need to learn how to love yourself more. And to learn yourself more, well, that's a whole journey in itself, because when I meet with people that are newer to this journey, they ask me, okay, well, I love myself. Well, I go to the gym, I eat healthy, I do all these things for myself, so I love myself. And while those can be, okay, loving to yourself, that's not what we mean here.
Yeah. Here it's really about like loving yourself emotionally and loving yourself spiritually. It's good that you have maybe like a foundation of loving yourself in all of these different areas, right? But for the twin flame journey specifically, things don't just, you don't just get into separation with your twin flame because you don't have, your things figured out like physically. There are actually a lot of people that we meet with that maybe have like very successful careers, or they have achieved success in other areas of their lives, and they're just very confused in this area, like why can't I have like a good like romantic relationship, like what is like wrong with me, and you can get to feel that way when either you experience rejection from your twin flame, or you have all of these things going on, or you just simply don't know who your twin flame is and you're still kind of searching. It can be very hard and it can be very daunting, especially in the dating culture nowadays. So here is not about what you can do and the dating strategies and all of that, because you can find all of those things on the internet and some of them may or may not work. But here it's what the mirror exercise really helps you, and why it's important for you to love yourself. It's because it's essentially you attract in your life that person for you. You attract your twin flame, and only through attraction you can be with your twin flame, not through trying to make it happen or make yourself prettier on the outside. I know like there's a lot of women there who maybe are concerned about the way that they look, and that affects like their twin flame. Like, no, like it's all about the energy, your energy, right? And that's what needs to change, and that's what the mirror exercise ultimately helps you with. Yeah,
Exactly. That's one of the very important, tools. But what's the second thing that, we're going to talk today is more like the right understandings, the right logic, the right way to see this journey. Because you can do the mirror exercise, but if you use wrong logic with it, that's gonna not get you very far away. So, for example, I've seen this with a couple of people when they start the journey and they start to do mirror exercise. It's like, okay, well, I see this part of myself and I want to love myself, but I'm too guilty, so I cannot love myself. I'm not worthy of love because I haven't done that. Well, you can remain in that space, but if you see it from that space, you're never going to be able to come to peace with the mirror exercise. So you have to change the way you see stuff. So, for example, with what I just said, it will be, well, I, I'm worthy of love right now. Doesn't matter what I did, I can forgive myself. I'm worthy and I can love myself without any restriction. I don't need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So in that space, when you make that logic, you start to feel better. So that's going to be an important key element. It's how you see the journey, because we also have to understand everything you might try on this journey with your twin flame, from what you learn from dating, as Alexandra might said, or like what you learn from your parents, from society, from movies about relationship, is not going to work in this relationship. It's just too much different. So therefore, good.
Yeah, no, say.
So therefore, when it comes to this, you have to understand that there's a new set of rules to be able to have this relationship, to make this relationship working. It's kind of like, if you think about any other relationship, it's like driving a car. But being with your twin flame is piloting a plane. While trying to use the skills from a car to a plane is not going to help you very much to get the plane even started. Maybe you know to press some buttons, but you're not going to get to really get off the ground and really make sure you have a safe flight.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, you need to have the right understandings and the right tools to make it work out. And the right understandings are really essential, because you're going to be tested on this journey quite a lot with, if you love yourself, if you give
Mm-hmm.
yourself love, if you don't expect from your twin flame love, if you want your twin flame to change,
Yeah.
you're going to be tested with those things.
Yeah, and for example, here, like to give a practical example, the biggest rule that you have to understand for the twin flame journey, and this is something that all the people that have achieved physical union really took seriously, is that you and your twin flame are one. And there is no such thing as separation consciousness. Separation consciousness can appear and you may believe it, but it's the thing that you actually have to like remove from yourself with healing, right? Because I hear all of the time people being like, oh, well, I'm doing my healing and I'm doing things, but they have to do there and they have to come into alignment and they have to like blah, blah, blah. You know, and to some degree, like, yeah, you have to see like that mirror back, but like a lot of people use this as a way to like kind of give up and not do their inner work and not address really how they feel about this person, and ultimately they don't complete the lessons with them ever, and they get stuck, and then they never manifest union because they don't take the core idea of the relationship is that you and your twin flame are one. And this is not some abstract concept. This is just what me and Lau experience. Like when Lau does healing, I experience the results immediately. When I do healing, it's also seen in him immediately, right? And that's just something that I know like it's hard to understand or maybe perceive until you see it. For example, we have worked with a lot of people that have had false twin flame experiences, and they had healed an immense amount of like things in their life, and the false twin flame never reflected anything back. So therefore, of course, there was like this idea of like they're never growing, or they're never gonna align with me. And yes, because they were a false twin flame, or they were not like their twin flame, they were just somebody else. So therefore, of course, they will not align. But the moments like these people actually experience their twin flame, and they came into union, or they came just like talking, they were absolutely shocked because the mirroring happens in real time and you can see it, you know. So this is not just like a concept that we're, you know, here to kind of fluff around and be like, oh yeah, this is just some very spiritual thing. No, this is just the reality of how twin flames works. We know it from the teachings of union, it's being explained, but also we see it in our relationship, and we see it with the people that we work with. And it's one of those things that you kind of first have to try out, and you have to allow yourself to, okay, how would my life actually be like if like my twin flame and I were one? What would it mean if I would actually love myself and heal myself? What would that lead to? Well, actually, that would naturally lead into physical union. They would actually lead into you doing things together and becoming closer, right? So it all becomes rather logical. There's not a lot of, you know, things to wiggle through. And I know like there are a lot of things that you might say, well, they're with a third party or with a karmic, or there's children involved, or there's like a situation, or they're in another country, or I don't have money, or they don't have money, or I have debts, or whatever. And I understand there are logistical situations to any twin flame couple that we have worked through, but again, all of those things can be worked with the mirror exercise, and all of those can be resolved so you can have alignment, right? So this is the main core thing to help you have success on the journey. Yeah.
And further along, to really go deeper with it, if you desire, you can work with us as your coach to help you further enhance this experience and help you learn these principles much faster than you would do on your own.
Yep.
So with that, have a great day. See you in the next video.
See you in the next video. Bye.